Okay, it's been an hour and a half, so I'm just going to go ahead and just turn the stove off, and then we'll wait for all the pressure to go down before we take the lid off. Okay, the pressure's all bled off here now. The safety valve is done popped down, so let's go ahead and be safe to take the weight off the vent. Take that off, set it to the side. Alright, it's still pretty hot out, so hot wise, so give me some mittens here. Now you want to, when you pop the lid off, you want to roll the lid kind of till you let the steam go away from you. Spin it here and lock it. See kind of everything's just sizzling pretty good now. Still cooking pretty good. Alright, they got this gadget here. It's called a jar lifter. It just basically clamps down over your jar, and you can go ahead and pull them out and not have to touch it. You can see it's boiling pretty good yet there, and it'll cool. Take them over here and set it off on a towel. Pretty warm. See if I can't pan over there to the jars. There, just set them on that towel there. Now sometimes, if you want to, heard that one pop down, you put like a lid or a towel over here to kind of, so it don't cool off too fast, but it's fairly warm in here, so we're good. So we'll just kind of watch that a little bit, and you'll hear the lids as they cool. All this hot air is leaving out, and everything starts cooling. The lid will kind of pop. Well, that's pretty well it as far as canning meat. The jars are still cooling off. Actually, a few lids already start popping down. What I want to do is, after they're probably tomorrow morning, once they're all cool, I'll go ahead and take the rings off and make sure that they've sealed down. If the lid just pops off or whatever, then you know it didn't seal. Or you can push on it and you can see that it kind of sucks down on it. If it makes a little indentation with it, you know it's sucked down tight. I'll go ahead and mark those and put them in the cellar. But the ones that, if there is one that didn't seal, well, I'll just stick it in the refrigerator and eat it for supper. So, like I said, it's pretty simple. Just some basic tools, like I said, a good quality canner, a couple pots, you know, to warm some water up, heat some water up, some actual canning jars. Don't use regular jars. Just get some canning jars that can handle heat. You can actually freeze them, stuff in them too. Rings and lids. You can all buy that, I think, Walmart or anywhere, grocery stores or Rural Kings and stuff like that have canning supplies. Canning salt. A couple of items that you probably, like I said, you got this, lifts the jars up out of the hot stuff. This is kind of nice to have with a little magnetic end on there to get the lids out of the hot water when you're warming up the rubbers on the other end. Well, if you got any questions or anything like that, like get a good canning book. Like I said, this one here is this Ball's Blue Book. I've used this for, like I said, years. It's got how to, actually it's Guide to Home Canning, Freezing and Dehydration. So as far as putting up food, it's got it covered in there. It gives you all the different, goes through all the items that you might need and tools and stuff like that you might want to have. You don't need a lot of this stuff, but just basic stuff, basic items that I got here. Like I said, I pretty well covered it all. But I've put up several batches of deer meat this year, and I might even have several jars left over from last year even. So it makes for a good, simple meal. If you're in a hurry, come home of evening time, or just throw some meat in a jar, or from a jar in a pot, throw some vegetables in there, get you a gravy mix, and you got a pretty well stew in a matter of minutes. So it's a good way of having a quick, easy meal. I hope you've learned a little bit about the canning. Ain't a whole lot to it. It's just a matter of getting out there and doing it. It's a good way of putting up a lot of the food that you raise and a lot of the animals that you've harvested. I've actually canned, besides deer meat, I've actually canned squirrel and I've canned rabbit. It can be done. It's about like you can can chicken, so it's about like canning chicken. So canning is definitely an option for a person who wants to be a little bit more self-reliant. My name's Scott FROMME with the Backwoodsman Institute, and I want to thank you all for all your support, and I'll see you out in the woods.